Hello, everyone out there who is watching. My name is Julie Busby, the founder of Busby Group here in Chicago. And I think a lot of you have noticed that we are doing Busby Group Coast to Coast. We are visiting my favorite broker friends around the country. We have found in the last few years, I keep calling it the Great Reshuffle, where everyone is moving across the country to big moves that they never thought would happen. And I wanted to show to everyone that I have broker friends who are around the country who are here to answer your questions if you're contemplating that, or just want to compare marketplaces and see what's going on around the world, around the country. So I'm super excited about today. Erin and I have been together in a small group. We're a group of women who are all at Compass, and we do a group once a month and we chat about what's going on in our marketplace. We share ideas, etc. And I just love Erin. She is in one of Chicago's favorite, Nashville. So it's Erin Kruger, and she is the team lead of the Erin Kruger team. So welcome, Erin. I love having you here.
Thank you so much for having me, Julie. I really appreciate it.
Of course. So this will be fun. We always have a good time on our calls, and it's good that we are reconnecting here. This should be fun. So I wanted everyone who's listening just to learn a little bit about you. And I'm always fascinated about you and your career and what you've established there in Nashville. So I wanted to start with, how did you start your real estate career?
My background is in advertising and marketing, but I've been doing real estate for the past 16 years. So I'm not from Nashville. I relocated here like so many people are, but I relocated 20 years ago after a business trip from Philadelphia.
Wow.
I came down here and I said, the city's for me, packed up my bags and moved. I didn't know a soul. Continued to work in advertising and marketing. And then that just parlayed my love of real estate. And I ended up getting my license on the side, thinking I was going to be this real estate investor. Knowledge is power. And then that just kind of parlayed into helping other people. So I now have a wonderful all-female team. We've got 12 of us together, and we sell, hundreds and hundreds of homes every single year here in the Middle Tennessee market.
Erin, I'm going to toot your horn. I think you are #1 in Tennessee. Is that correct?
We are. Yeah.
Well done. That is amazing. I know you work around the clock.
Yeah, we do.
Done. Yes. So, I mean, I know there's many things that set you apart, but is there one thing that you think sets your team apart from others as someone might be looking to relocate to Nashville?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're pretty well diversified around the city and around the county. So our knowledge base is really vast. But what I think is really what kind of puts us apart from everyone else is that we have so many different divisions of our company. So we have a relocation division, we have a developer business, we have an investor division. So depending upon what you're coming to me for, whether you are a high wealth family and you're looking to buy some multifamily properties or some single family properties, we can help you. Or if it's maybe just a new construction build, you want to relocate your family here, we can help you with that. And we're going to look at it as a full circle investment. We really want to be your advisor. We are seeing crazy increases across the board, obviously, ever since COVID had happened and people are relocating to Nashville, and not just, 5-10%, we're talking 20 to 30% increases,
wow.
Of home value,
Wow.
that we've seen, especially over the past year. So we really want to be that real estate advisor that you call not only during the transaction, but many years after.
Love it. Love it. That's great. So tell me, why do you think everyone's moving to Nashville? What is it about Nashville people are loving?
Well, I mean, we do have 9 months of unbelievable weather. So that right there is good.
See, we don't understand.
I know. That's all I have to say to you. It's Chicago,
Yes.
Everyone in Chicago. So that's great. I mean, the snow, when they call for snow, schools shut down, regardless if it snows or not. All the milk
we don't have
and
snow
eggs are gone of the grocery store.
Yes.
But if we do have snow, it melts by noon.
Wow.
So it's very mild. So we still have 4 seasons, which is great. We still have the snow and all that type of stuff, but by March, we're out buying flowers and people are mowing their yards, and it's
awesome.
Springtime, and it's beautiful. And so that's really why a lot of people come here. But of course, no state income tax. Our property taxes are so low. We have really great schools right outside of the city that a lot of people are drawn to. And it's just kind of like that different way of life. I think that's what I'm hearing from a lot of people that are relocating. It's like, I can breathe again. There's a little bit more wide
Mm,
open spaces.
sure,
It's not as tight, and things like that. We are a very medium-sized city for all intents and
sure.
purposes. We're growing by leaps and bounds. But it's easily navigatable. You can be into the city. I live in the suburbs of Nashville and Franklin. In 25 minutes, I can be down in the city and, have an amazing meal from a James Beard award-winning chef. It's
Amazing.
like so many things are happening in Nashville right now. And it's just nice. It's like you can make a nice, easy drive into the city, or you can live in the city if you want.
That's exactly where I was going to get to, is that culture is important, and I just wanted to hear how the culture is. So it sounds like you have some good restaurants. I mean, obviously the music scene is top notch. You can't
Yeah,
beat it, the
absolutely.
Nashville. Yeah, so that it's good to hear that it sounds like Nashville has some great culture.
Yeah.
So that's wonderful. So you mentioned that you're seeing about a 20 to 30% increase in property value. What else are you seeing in the marketplace? If anyone's thinking of relocating there, what is it like? Multiple offers, things selling off market? What are the trends right now?
Yeah, I mean, inventory is very scarce. We have less than 1 month's inventory
Wow.
in Nashville. So
Wow.
to put that in perspective, 6 months is a balanced market, obviously. Um, and the fact is that we have so many people. I think the latest amount that came in was like 110 people a day moving here. And
Whoa.
so exactly, which means, 40,000, people are going to be coming back this year, like into
Wow.
Nashville. And so it's just going to be more and more people that are coming in and companies that are coming in. With that being said, a lot of people want the same thing. And there's just so much housing.
Sure.
And the builders can only build so much, especially with supply chain issues that you're seeing across the country everywhere. I mean, Nashville's not a stranger to this, just like there's other parts of the country that are hurting as well. But what you're seeing is you're seeing people that don't necessarily want to move, but have a tremendous amount of equity in their home. Maybe their
Wow.
kids are now in college. And so they can now, move out of the school zone that's highly desirable, cash in on their equity, and then the next person kind of takes over. And so that's what we're seeing. So we're having a lot of conversations with our sellers, what's your make your move price?
Right. Because you
And
probably can get it.
yeah, and that's a lot of what we're doing. So just to kind of put it in perspective, we sell hundreds and hundreds of homes every single year on our team. Last year, we did 95 deals off market. So
Whoa.
they never even traded on the MLS. So pairing yourself with somebody who knows the market really, really well is going to be like, it's going to set you apart. It's going to be like,
Wow.
is it going to take me 3 months to find a house, or is it going to take me 6, 7, 9 months to find a house because of
Right.
shortage? So that's really what I think the secret sauce is just our outreach, whether it's builders or, our seller network, obviously.
Wow, that's amazing. And I know you've represented some developments out there. So it
Yeah.
is good to hear that there are some new construction options, maybe not as many as in the past, but there are some options.
Yeah, and I have a lot coming soon, which is great. I think the biggest thing is like, I'm representing builders that are primarily in the Williamson County market. And if anybody knows Nashville, you've got Nashville, which is Davidson County, and the county right south of it, which has Franklin and Nashville.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Franklin and Brentwood, that is in Williamson County. And so I do a lot of development there. And it's high end. It's super high end, and it's getting even more expensive. Um, to put a situation in perspective, um, in Franklin, there's a little area called Leapers Fork. If you're ever like flipping through Southern Living magazine, you're going to see about, downtown Franklin and the cute little village of Leapers Fork. A lot of celebrities live there. I had a listing that our clients bought 2 years ago for $3.5 million. It was a beautiful white modern farmhouse. They decided to put $1 million into the house and renovate. Didn't need it, but they were from Chicago,
Oh,
and
yep.
they renovated, and they did a beautiful, beautiful renovation. I came in, I saw it, and I said, wow, excuse me, with what you've done, this is about a $6 million property now.
Wow.
And they were shocked. And so I started looking at the analytics and started looking at the trends, and I said, we there's nothing on the market.
Right.
we have a shot at getting you $7 million here.
Amazing.
So we put it on at $7 million. The first day, we had 5 showings, and the first person who came through the door said, what is it going to do to take it off? And we closed 3 weeks later, cash $8.2 million.
Wow.
That is the type of stuff that we're seeing when it's a gem of a house, right?
Right.
So like when it is like the perfect house, you're not going to have to gut it. You're seeing multiple offers, or you're seeing somebody come in with a crazy price and taking it off the market.
Wow. Well, I think what's good to hear there is that there is appreciation for someone who's coming in.
Yes.
There is an opportunity to, still have some appreciation.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, I'm hearing that the trend is to the medium-sized cities are getting more attention, and it'll be that way for the next, 7 years or so, or more. So it's good to see that there is still opportunity to come in now, even if you feel like you're paying a little high. Actually, the trend could be going, appreciation in your area for a very long time.
Well, and that's what we tell a lot of our buyers. We're like, do not, like, we're showing you the comparables, right? We have an ethical duty to show you where the market is. And we're already looking at the house, and we're like, okay, it's already priced above where comparables are. This is where we think it would appraise if we had an appraiser involved. But 3 months from now, this will not even be a comp, because things are moving so fast.
Wow.
So that's really where we have to kind of keep our perspective and where the market is going. And everyone says, yeah, but when's it going to burst? When's it going to pop? Well, going back to the inventory levels, right? Inflation will have a little bit of effect, but not a lot, because a lot of people are moving in with cash.
Right.
Biggest thing to hedge, with inflation is buy assets.
Right.
So, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But as far as Nashville, all intents and purposes, I was an agent during the recession too, and we were not affected as much.
Okay. So, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
That's good to hear. So what advice? I mean, it sounds like there's a lot of moving parts right now. What advice would you give a buyer, and what advice would you give someone selling and possibly moving to Chicago or somewhere else? What advice do you have for the two?
Well, as far as a buyer is concerned, I would definitely get your list of your needs and then wants. And let's be really realistic about it, because I kind of use the 80-10-10 rule. We've all heard it. 80% there, 10% I can live with, and 10% I can change. Because in this market, we're not going to find perfect.
Right.
Even the $8.2 million home is still not perfect, and they're probably going to be renovating for them. Right.
It just always is like that. Right.
Exactly. So I would just be really super realistic. I think also you have to say to yourself, why am I moving from A to B? Okay. And what concessions am I going to be okay with? We work with a lot of wonderful Chicago families, and they show me their gorgeous home in Chicago. And I'm like, man, that's a stunner. If that was here where you want to be, which is the top school zone in the entire state, you pay double here.
Wow.
And sometimes they can't wrap their head around, oh my gosh, my money doesn't stretch as far, and I'm leaving Chicago, and that's hard for them. And that's sometimes the talk that we have to have. But also you have to say, why are you making the move? Right. Do you want more land? Do you want wide open spaces? Is it something for your kids? Like, what is the move? Is it for relocation, for job, whatever it is? And we have to kind of work together with that, because it's an adventure. Picking up and moving to another state, especially going to the South, it's an adventure. Bless your heart, and y'all, you're going to learn all these new things.
I love it. Very true.
Yeah.
Yes.
In terms of sellers, I think the biggest thing is, don't give me a number unless you're ready to sell.
Yeah. Because you're going to run with it.
I always say that. I was like, do not give me a number if you do not want it to sell. Because as you know, I mean, the real estate contract, there's no outs for a seller.
Right.
Once you're out there and somebody accepts it, if they decide to
toe the line, to get out.
It's very hard to get out. And so we just basically say that to our sellers, like, when you're ready to move, let us know, but don't just kind of throw it out there. If you really want to move, we'll get it done for you.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Now, one last question is, let's say someone does want to come out there, but they need to dip their feet into it. They're a little nervous to jump right in because it sounds a little daunting to them. How's the rental market? Are there options? Are there furnished rental options? Just curious on the rental market.
So as hot as the residential market is, the rental market is even hotter.
Oh my.
So getting a luxury apartment, no issue at all.
Okay.
Okay. But a lot of people are like, I don't want a luxury apartment.
Right.
I
I just want
want
to
to
like
rent a
land for a
house.
minute. Right.
Yeah. I want to rent a house in a neighborhood and have a yard for Fido.
Right.
And that's what's very, very, very hard. Those are also going into multiple offers,
Okay.
rentals.
So be
So
ready for that too.
so what we've had numerous conversations with our buyers that have decided that they were going to rent, and then they saw if they wait, they're going to pay so much more. Forget about interest rates.
Right.
They're just going to pay more for the house.
Right.
And they're also learning that Nashville is very much a 3 to 4 years in a house and goes to the next house.
Okay.
That's really what you see.
The
You see a
average.
lot of turnover, and
Sure.
it's just the equity play, right? They're moving on to
Sure.
something else. So a lot of people are like, you know what? Let me go get a house now. Let me feel out the community. If I don't like it, let's sell it. Let's get something else.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah,
So why not buy now? Rates are still low. Get something, live in it 3 to 4 years, get equity and move on to the next.
absolutely. Get the kids established in school, get their friend base, all of that. Yep.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Well, cool. I appreciate all of your tips and advice. And I was thinking we could end it with a little rapid fire, unless you have anything else you wanted to share before we go into, it'll be a quick rapid fire.
Go for it.
Okay. And I'm just going to pull up, think of them quickly. What is your favorite place to go visit for a vacation in Tennessee?
Well, we've got great lakes in Tennessee. So Center Hill
Love
is
it.
gorgeous. It's about an hour and a half from Nashville. And what I love most about Center Hill is that the Army Corps of Engineers does not let you like put docks on the properties, so you can't clear the trees either. So when you're on the boat, it's like complete
Wow.
pristine, and there's waterfalls everywhere, and it's really awesome.
Wow. That
Yeah,
sounds awesome.
yeah.
That's very cool. Favorite restaurant in Nashville?
I have several because I am a foodie, and this
Yes.
does change, but I really do believe in good food, great atmosphere, and great views is like a triple threat. And so
Agreed.
that would bring me to Bourbon Steak, that is on top of the JW Marriott downtown. So if you're staying
Oh,
in
okay.
Nashville, whether you're staying at the Marriott or not, you take the elevator all the way to the top floor, and they've got this wonderful steakhouse and bar that like you can literally do a 360 around Nashville. The views
Cool.
are insane, insane.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
very cool. What is your favorite season in Nashville?
The fall. The
I love fall
fall
too.
is, I mean, October is the absolute best month. The foliage is beautiful. It's just the best weather. And, we're lucky because, into fall can kind of stretch out into November and even the beginning of December here. So we really do get a beautiful, nice fall.
That's awesome. And then finally, if you weren't in real estate, what would you be doing?
If I wasn't in real estate, I would be a builder.
Love
I
it.
I mean, I love everything in real estate, and I work a lot with developers and investors and things like that, and of course builders. But yeah, I think there's just something to starting something from nothing and kind of being a problem solver and everything like that. It's kind of like real estate, right? Kind of all goes
Yep.
together. But yeah, creating something beautiful, and I have a knack for attention to detail. So I think I would be a builder.
Love it. Love it. I could see that happening sooner than later.
Yeah, thanks, Julie.
Yeah, I love it. Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed your time getting to know Erin. Please check her out on her social media. I think is it the Erin Kruger team on
It is.
social?
Yes.
Okay. And also, if you ever go visit Nashville, pay attention to the tourist buses. There's a fun party bus, and it's wrapped in Erin's
It is.
logo.
Tourist today, local tomorrow is the theme.
I love it. I seriously want to come out and have
You
some
should.
fun on the
Yeah.
bus. That's so fun. Well, good for you. So please check Erin out. Go visit Nashville and have fun in one of her tourist buses. And everyone have a wonderful day. And Erin, thank you again. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Julie. Appreciate it.
Okay. Bye-bye.